Hello, here's the news of this hour from Tstv. I'm Kende Duritilu. Here are some major headlines. Oyo set to donate permanent site to NEMA. Health workers suspend 7-day nationwide warning strike. Chinese military flies 18 warplanes near Taiwan during the US envoy's visit. OBAFEMI Martins joins WUHAN FC. The news and details. The government of Oyo State is set to donate a permanent site to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in its domain. Governor Seyi Makinde hinted this while receiving NEMA's Director General, Muhammadu Muhammad, who was on a flood advocacy visit to southwest states. Represented by his deputy, Rauf Olaniyan, Makinde restated commitment to ensure effective disaster management with a particular reference to flooding, stating that donating a permanent site to NEMA would enhance adequate management of disasters across the state, adding that the Oyo State government will continue to partner with all relevant agencies and stakeholders in the fight against flood and other forms of disaster in the state. However, the NEMA boss, who was represented by Director of Search and Rescue, Air Commodore Kolawole Adedokun, also said the agency decided on the advocacy visits to enlist the support and commitment of state governments, among other stakeholders, in tackling flood. Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has on Sunday congratulated the re-elected Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and his deputy, Philip Shaibu, describing their re-election as a victory for the people of the state. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. TAIWAN, in a congratulatory message to Obaseki, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the Edo State governorship election, praised the National Campaign Council of the PDP, led by the Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, for a job well done. He maintained that PDP ran an issue-based campaign and proved its democratic tendencies all through the process, which started from the ward, local government and state congresses to the party primaries and subsequently the campaign and election. He added that the victory in Saturday's election meant that the people who have the absolute power in a democracy are monitoring developments and would always support the party with the right democratic ideals. Members of the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, have suspended their 7-day nationwide warning strike. JOHESU National Chairman, Mr. Josiah Bio-Belamoye, made this known in a statement at the end of its expanded National Executive Council meeting on Sunday in Abuja. Bio-Belamoye directed all members of the union to resume work today and also await further directives. It would recall that members of JOHESU and the Assembly of Healthcare Professionals Associations embarked on a 7-day warning strike to press on its demands from the federal government. The union demands included disparity in the payment of hazard and inducement allowances to workers who are on the front line containing the spread of COVID-19, among others. He further said that JOHESU would continue to use all legitimate means to defend the rights and demands of the welfare of its members in the health sector. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has launched a massive investigation into foreign exchange transactions by 71 companies after preliminary reviews raised suspicions of possible infractions and contravention of extant foreign exchange laws and rules. Sources close to the Apex Bank yesterday confirmed the investigation of many leading companies in key sectors of the economy, including healthcare, food, manufacturing, agriculture, oil and gas, energy, financial services and trading, among others. It explained that the investigation was based on credible suspicion, although no conclusive indictment has been reached against any of the companies. The Apex Bank is, however, ready to clamp down on any company found to have contravened any of the excellent laws and policies on Forex, explaining that the companies are in two groups, those which specific Forex accounts are being investigated and others which have all their accounts being investigated. On the foreign scene, China's military is said to have sent 18 planes, including fighter jets, over the Taiwan Strait in an unusually large show of force last Friday, as a U.S. envoy held a day of closed-door meetings on the self-governing island claimed by China. Secretary of State Keith Cratch, who handles the economic growth, energy and the environment portfolio, held talks with Taiwan's Minister of Economic Affairs and Vice Premier. In response to Cratch's visit, the Eastern Theater Command of the Chinese People's Liberation Army held combat exercises near the Taiwan Strait in at least the second round of war games this month, aimed at intimidating supporters of the island's independent identity. Taiwan's defense ministry said 2 bombers and 16 fighter jets from China crossed into Taiwan's air defense identification zone, saying it scrambled jets in response and monitored the movements of the Chinese planes. However, Chinese Defense Ministry spokesperson Ren Kuoqiang called the drills a legitimate and necessary action taken in response to the current situation across the Taiwan Straits to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity. 10 people were killed and up to 25 are feared trapped after a 3-story residential building collapsed before dawn today in western India. According to authorities, the accident happened in the city of Bhiwandi, where India's financial capital, Mumbai, is. Emergency workers from the National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, pulled 19 people from the rubble, while the total number of deaths is 10. Meanwhile, NDRF Director General Satya Narayan Padden tweeted that specialist teams with 40 emergency workers were helping in the search for survivors and rescuing another 20 to 25 who were feared trapped. The cause of the accident was not immediately clear, but building collapses are common during India's June to September monsoon, with old and rickety structures buckling after days of non-stop rain. In sports, former Super Eagles striker OBAFEMI Martins has joined Chinese Super League side WUHAN FC on a 1-year deal. The 35-year-old joined WUHAN on free transfer after his contract with Shanghai Shenhua was terminated last week. Martins had previously played for Inter Milan, Newcastle, Wolfsburg, Rubin Kazan, Birmingham, Levante and Seattle Sounders in the Major League Soccer. WUHAN is currently 4th in the CSL Group B table with 16 points from 11 games. Martins could make his debut when they face Chongqing Dangai Lifen in their next game away. Still in sports, Arturo Vidal has arrived in Milan ahead of his proposed switch from Barcelona to Inter. The Chile international, who previously worked with Inter head coach Antonio Conte at Juventus, has spent the past 2 seasons at Camp Nou. Vidal featured 43 times for Barca last term, but has been deemed surplus to requirements by new boss Ronald Koeman, and is the 3rd midfielder to depart his window this window, along with Ivan Rakitic and Arthur. Inter will reportedly pay $1 million plus add-ons for the 33-year-old who is into the final year of his Barcelona contract. With that, we've come to the end of the news. A recap of the headlines. Oyo set to donate permanent site to NEMA. Health workers suspend 7-day nationwide warning strike. Chinese military flies 18 warplanes near Taiwan during US envoy's visit. OBAFEMI Martins joins WUHAN FC. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I'm Kendi Duritilu. Good day, and thanks for watching.